Then, many years later, a high priestess, and finally, a coven leader in my own right. I practiced spells, led nighttime rituals, spoke to spirits and gods, and performed secret rites passed to me by a line of magical elders. I wrote books and articles showing others how to do the same and began speaking and teaching at many of the events I had attended as a young person. The entire time, every weekday morning, I donned business casual, made coffee, and went to work, a totally conventional job, just like millions of other people. In this way, I was, and still am, both extraordinary and completely unremarkable. As a scholar, I have an academic history that may be a little unconventional. I specialize in religion and culture, which includes everything from evangelical megachurches to paranormal television shows. But you'd have a hard time picking me out of a crowd. Yet witchcraft is one of the most significant parts of my life, impacting everything from my personal relationships to my career choices. Most of the people I encounter in my day-to-day have no idea that they know a witch. It's very likely that you know a witch too. It's very likely, in fact, that you know more than one, if not immediately in your most intimate spaces, at least in passing. Perhaps at work or at school, while socializing among casual acquaintances, or while enjoying your favorite media. If nowhere else, witches are seemingly everywhere in television, movies, and music. If you're active in digital spaces, you may have noticed an increase in mentions related to witches and witchcraft on your social media feeds. It's not uncommon to see speculations surrounding the supposed magical inclination of popular celebrities right alongside self-identified witches proudly claiming to have hexed offending politicians. You may also have heard the term Wicca, if not from a practitioner directly, then perhaps from one of those October newspaper features I mentioned, a comparative religions textbook in college, or one of myriad online stories about the freedom of religious expression in classrooms, prisons, or courtrooms. You may have heard that Wicca is a kind of witchcraft, or even that these terms are interchangeable. They aren't, but we'll get to that later. Aside from knowing a witch or two, it's equally likely that those in your life don't fit neatly into any given stereotype, of which there are several. While it's true that academic studies of practitioners of witchcraft have observed certain patterns and demographics, the myriad types of witchcraft that have blossomed in recent decades ensure that there is no singular image we could point to with any certainty. Witches don't necessarily look a particular way or come from a particular background. They might occupy any number of professions, have diverse educational histories, and seem to be just as likely to live in small towns as big cities. Some practitioners are vocal and visible, but many more are intensely private and prefer not to share their beliefs and practices with others. Some are members of groups and larger organizations made up of other witches, but many are solitary, making it nearly impossible to estimate a population size with any accuracy. We can make reasonable guesses based on metaphysical book sales, online polling, and attendance at witch-related events. But the decentralized nature of witchcraft and the fuzziness surrounding what constitutes membership and practice versus curiosity and experimentation means that we're sure to be wrong, and perhaps significantly so. Witches and witchcraft are increasingly visible in social, political, and commercial spaces. The language of witchcraft has seeped into public